Okay, we are officially recording. All right, let's do this. I'm so pumped. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Make sure this is all good. Okay, so welcome everybody. It's official. We're recording. We're doing this thing. I'm so pumped. It's Monday night, and man, I love this time with you guys. It's so fantastic. Hi, Brandy. So all right, I got to start with some announcements. Okay, I'm just going to start with it because I'm really excited. So here's the deal. For my personally sponsored coaches, I had, most of you know, but I have a Diamond mentorship group that I'm working with right now for the coaches my personally sponsored, who really want to get to Diamond this year. Like that's what they're making happen. So this announcement is actually specifically for you guys. So here's the deal. There's a Diamond retreat happening in November. For those of us who hit Diamond, by the end of October, you are then invited personally to this Diamond retreat that we're going to have. But what's so cool and what I'm really excited about is that if you hit Diamond, if anybody on my personally sponsored coaches on our team, Team 180, if you hit Diamond by June 1st, I will pay for your expenses to get to this retreat. So I will pay for your travel. I'll pay for all of that. We will make it happen. So June 1st is the magical day to make that happen. And I'm really excited. So hopefully that's a little bit of extra incentive to make it happen, which I know you're going to do, but how much fun will that be, and how cool a totally free trip to hang out and just learn and grow together as leaders. It's going to be so awesome. So I just want to let you know that. So it's not exclusive for the current Diamond mentorship group. This is for any of my personally sponsored coaches who want to be a part of the Diamond retreat that's coming in November. But if you hit Diamond by June 1st, I will pay your expenses to get to the retreat. If you hit Diamond by the end of October, I'll give you a specific date. It's going to be more than likely like the 31st. But I'll give you that date coming up. But if you get that, then you will be invited to attend the retreat. So I'm excited. Okay, so that's the first announcement. The second announcement is, and you've seen this, I posted on our Team 180 wall, but of course I got to remind you, really, really, really cool March Success Club incentive. So here's what we're doing. Liz Patton has invited our team to join her. Anybody who hit Success Club for the month of March is going to have a personal invite to a call that's happening on April 4th. And Bianca I want to say O'Brien, but I don't know if that's how she says her last name. Anyways, I believe she's one of Melanie Mitro's coaches, but she's extremely successful. And she is a mom of 3 kids. She's a nurse, and she's also a part-time flight attendant. So busy, very, very busy. And she has managed to really get a good grasp of her time management to where she's also growing her Beachbody business, and she's successful at it. And so, of course, for me, I was like, okay, how does she do that? Well, we will get to listen to her live and probably ask questions to see how she does it, like how she balances it all. And I think it's going to be extremely valuable for all of us because we're all really busy. And so any extra help in the time management area, maybe she'll have something to share with us that really opens our eyes to something new that we haven't considered, something that maybe would fit our life a little bit better. I don't know, but I think it's going to be really, really valuable. So if you hit Success Club 5 or greater, then you will be personally invited to that call, which is happening April 4th. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a really, really good call. So there's that. And then the final announcement, and just basically a reminder, is that for anybody on Team 180, who recruits 2 coaches or more for the month of March, will have the personal prize that I will pay for you to have a logo created. So I'll get you connected to a graphic designer, and I'm going to have them work with you, and you can work with them, and they're going to design a logo for your business, your personal business, that you can use on all of your stuff as a coach, that you can really, kind of just put your foot forward with a brand, something that people will recognize when they see your stuff and they'll see your brand. It's really, really a cool thing. So if you recruit 2 or more coaches for this month, then I will get you connected to that. So those are the announcements and reminders. Super excited. The year is going by. You guys are, man, you guys are rocking and rolling. I'm just excited because there's a lot of momentum. I feel like our team, we really have a lot of excitement, a lot of things going on, a lot of new teammates that are doing amazing things, and just the excitement for the new programs and what's going on in our groups. I know that we have a lot of people who are having a lot of awesome health transformations. And so it's just an exciting time. So I'm pumped. And then of course we've got summer coming up, which means we've got other events and stuff that are also going to be super fun. So if you have not gotten on the waiting list for Summit, which is at the very last weekend in July in Nashville, make sure you get on that waiting list. More than likely you'll get through. So make sure that you do that. And then I think the next big thing would be Punta Cana. Oh, you know what? The other thing I do want to let you know, because I just bought my ticket, is the Platinum Edge Leadership Training. It's in Dallas, Texas, and it's September. I think it's the last weekend of September in Dallas, Texas at the Gaylord Texan. I went to it this past year. It is absolutely the best training. Like, it's worth every penny, worth every minute of travel. Like, it is absolutely worth it because it's the Platinum Presenters team that's putting it on. And so you've got Christine Dwyer, who is the very top coach in all of Beachbody, who puts it on. And then she's got people like Janelle Summers, who is Chalene Johnson's sister, who's there. She's got a lot of the top coaches, elite coaches, who are going to speak, and just awesome. Like Michelle Myers, who is my upline, who is always in the top ranking of all the coaches. She was there. She spoke last year, this past year, which is awesome. But great training. So I want to remind you of that. But you need to go register for that event like ASAP, because it's going to fill up. So get your ticket pretty quickly. I think the tickets are like $230, but it's one of those things. It's a 3-day event, and it's worth every penny of training. So it's just an investment into your business, which is worth it. So okay, so tonight I have kind of a funny, you guys will probably laugh, but I think this is such a great analogy for what I want to talk to you guys and encourage you with tonight. And you saw the title of it, and it's being a tightrope walking ninja. And you guys are probably like, okay, where is she going with this? That's kind of weird. Well, let me tell you. I was thinking about this, and our pastor mentioned this analogy of, walking on a tightrope, and I was like, oh my gosh, so good. This is so good for us. And so I want to break this down for you. I want you to really think of yourself as a tightrope walking ninja or warrior or whatever it is you want to put in that space. But I want you to think about walking a tightrope in reference to like your business and growing your business. And here's why. I want to give you a few things that describe a tightrope walker. Think about them. They're way high in the sky. They're walking from one building to the next on a rope. They may or may not have a pole. It doesn't matter because they're up in the sky. They have no safety net. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, this is a little bit far-fetched, but everybody's like watching them because it's like, this is the craziest thing. But if they're successful, like, crazy cool, right? Like, that's huge. And so we're watching this. It's amazing to see, because we know the risk, we know what's going on. It's insane. It's intense. And so when you're watching this, the things that you'll notice about a tightrope walker, first of all, they're focused, like really, really focused. You don't see tightrope walkers like looking around, like checking out, like waving at people, looking down, that you don't see them looking up in the sky. Like, you see their head in one position and one position only the entire time. And it is directly forward with their eyes directly forward, right? Like, they don't even take their eyes off of what's in front of them. They are so unbelievably focused in that moment because they have to be. Because if they look around, there's so many distractions. Can you imagine? Like, you just don't see them looking anywhere but forward. So tightrope walkers are extremely focused, and they're only focused on walking, right? They're just moving. That's their main focus. They're very aware. So as much as they're not distracted, they are still extremely aware of what's going on around them, right? They know how fast the wind is blowing. They know what's going to, kind of throw them off of balance. They're very much aware of like everything going around them, right? Like, they can feel everything going on. And so they're very aware. And the next thing is that they're always moving forward, always. They're not moving backwards. They're not going anywhere but forward. That's it, right? So they're focused. Their eyes are forward. They're not looking around. There's nothing distracting them. They are extremely aware of what's going on. They're like, I'm sure they're even like hyper aware, right? Like they really know, they can feel every movement. If a fly landed on them, it would feel like an elephant was sitting on their shoulder, right? Like they're very, very aware, and they're always moving forward. They're not going anywhere but forward. That's it. And another thing, another few things is that, again, like I said, they don't look around. They don't change their speed. Have you noticed that? Like if you've ever watched that on TV, like they don't like take a few quick steps and then stop, or take a few slow steps and then stop, or like slow down and speed up. Like they are unbelievably consistent in how like fast they're walking, or like their pace, it stays the exact same, right? So they're very focused on just keeping the same pace, moving forward, putting one foot in front of the other, staying focused, eyes forward. They're committed to the end. You don't see tightrope walkers like standing in the middle of the rope and like, okay, I'm done. Somebody come get me now. Like, okay, you know what? Plan B. I think I'm just going to stop right now. Like, I'm just going to stand here. There is no plan B. They don't stop. They go to the very end. They go from one end to another, and that's it. They have no other choice. So there's no plan B. They're committed until the very, very end, right? There's no quitting. There's no quitting allowed when you're up high in the sky and you are balancing, and you don't have any other option but to go forward. And so those are some qualities, some things about tightrope walkers that are very unique, that set them apart. And it's a pretty cool thing to see. So how on earth does this compare to our business? I think you can already see the comparisons, right? I hope you can see where I'm going with this. I hope you can see where this is coming from and where I'm going. Because honestly, our businesses need to look a lot like this. In fact, the biggest thing when I thought about this analogy, the most important thing that I want to stress to you tonight, if you don't get anything else, this is what I want you to hear, is that as important as it is for a tightrope walker to keep their eyes forward, to not shift their gaze, to not look down, to not look aside or, behind or up or down or wherever, they keep their eyes so focused directly in front of them, because that's the only way that they know they're going to succeed. And if they're looking anywhere else, they're going to get distracted and they're going to get sidetracked, and things are going to go really bad really quickly, right? And that's what I want you to hear about your business. I want to encourage you so much right now that whether you are a new coach or a veteran coach on this team, I want you to hear me when I say you've got to keep your eyes moving forward and looking forward. You cannot look around you. If you guys know how this goes, where, you're doing great, you're having a really good day, and then you look around and you're like, oh, that coach has so many more followers than me, or that coach has so many more emails in that boot camp invite than I do, or that coach's photos are getting so many more likes, or this coach is just signing coaches like crazy. We get so distracted and so sidetracked, right? Like it's silly. And I'm the same way. I'm in the same boat. I've been there. I get it. I understand. I struggle with the same things. It's very, very easy to do this. Why? Because when we're building a business, we want to look around and we got to gauge where we're at, right? Like we want to look around and we want to see, okay, how do I measure up to this person? Am I doing better? Am I doing worse? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? So we're looking at each other, and I think a lot of that can be helpful, right? Like we can look around and say, okay, I definitely don't want to do that because that looks like a salesy, sleazy post. I don't want to do that. Or, oh my gosh, this was a great way to interpret, Shakeology and blah, blah, blah. That looks awesome. I may start using that. So you can get some good things about it. But the problem is that with that will come those moments of frustration, like, why can't I be where I want to be? And why am I still here? Like, why do people keep telling me no? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my business? Maybe this doesn't work. And everything starts kind of spiraling out of control. And so if there's anything I want you to hear tonight, I want you to understand that it's as important as it is for a tightrope walker to keep their eyes forward and not get distracted by looking around, that it's just as important for you in your business to do the exact same thing. That you cannot look around and compare yourself to other coaches, because here's the deal. We are all different. We're all different. Like, can you imagine? I mean, think about it. Like, I don't know, in the NBA, if these basketball players were looking around at each other like, man, he's just so much better than me. I'm probably just not as good. So maybe this just isn't the greatest opportunity for me. Like, can you imagine if these most successful people were doing that all the time? Like, how many of them would not be where they are today? Like, you just got to keep your eyes on your own stuff. And be encouraged by the fact that when you're showing up every day, you are doing what needs to be done in your business in order to move it forward. When you're doing that, there's nothing to compare yourself to. Don't even go there. So you need to that's the very first thing. I want you to stop looking around. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. It doesn't. You have a unique skill set. You have a unique experience. You have a unique story. Everything about you is unique, and you are going to attract a lot of people that nobody else is going to attract, right? So you do you and do it well, and stop looking around. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Their success is never going to get you to a place where you want to be if you're stuck staring at them. You've got to look on your own stuff. All right. The second thing I want you to know is, just like these tightrope walkers, you've got to be super aware of the elements of your business. You got to be really aware of everything around you. So listen, most of us live in different areas of the country, right? Like we have different environments. We've got different places that a lot of us work in different areas, like in retail and in hospitals, and we all have different environments that we work and we do life. And so you can't make your business look just like the next person, right? You've got to be super aware of the elements, and you've got to roll with that. You've got to roll with that big time. And one of my favorite examples is Melissa, who's a coach on our team, and she's got teenagers, and she's always at sporting events, right? And so her thing was, listen, I sit for hours a day watching my kids practice sports. So you know what? I might as well go ahead and just host a boot camp for all the moms who are also sitting here just waiting for their kids to be done. And so she used her environment to engage with the people in her community in a totally different way. I don't go sit at sporting events. So I couldn't look at her and say, man, like I need to be doing that. Okay, I got to figure out a way to do that. Or she's just doing so much better than me. No. It's because I've got to keep my eyes on my own environment. I've got to really take into consideration what are the elements. I've got 2 small kids, and a lot of us on this call have small little ones, right, on this team. And so we've got to take into consideration, we don't have as much freedom necessarily when we have little ones to do what other coaches may be able to do. So stop looking around and comparing yourself to them. You've got to look at, okay, what can I do with the time that I do have? How can I make the absolute most of my day and not expect to do everything that these other coaches are doing? Because you have a unique place that you can do things that these other coaches can't. So you just do you, okay? I guess that's the best way to put it. But be really aware of the elements of your life, everything that you have going on, the people around you, the environment, how you can utilize that, right? Okay, so number 3, again, moving forward daily. This is something that those tightrope walkers do. They can't go anywhere else. If they slow down, they'll fall. If they go backwards, they can't see behind them and they will fall because they're going to get off balance. If they move forward slowly and steadily at the same pace, they're going to move forward. They're going to get to their destination. Okay. So moving forward daily, this is absolutely vital. I think we miss this and we think, okay, if I'm having a good day, I'll keep working and this is good. And okay, I'll show up tomorrow too. But the second we have a bad day, it's so easy to be like, well, you know what? I'm going to take a couple of days off. I'm just not going to look at this. I'm just frustrated with this. This is, and trust me, I've been very tempted. Like when you're working with somebody and they just, they give up on you or something and you're just so frustrated. It's like, man, if I could just, I just need to take a few days off. I'm just kind of over it. I'm sick of it. And it's very tempting. But let me just encourage you that no matter what is happening in your business, you've got to keep moving forward at a very steady pace. Don't try and run like faster than your environment, faster than your schedule allows you to do. I'm always going to be here. I'm going to challenge you to act and to step outside of your comfort zone and do things. And, you're going to have to sacrifice maybe some TV shows or sacrifice, maybe 30 minutes of sleep or something. I believe in sacrificing the things that are good for the best things. And I want to encourage you always to do that, that there's things in our life that are good, but you can replace them with what's best in order to reach those goals and to, ultimately create that life that you're hoping to lead, or even just helping other people create that life that they need as well. So it's always good to sacrifice, but you've got to take into consideration, okay, what is my environment? What's my schedule? What is my family life like? And I'm going to be really, really aware of that. And as coaches, we've got to plan ahead. So this is something, if you are not in the habit of planning ahead in your business, this is something you've got to do like weekly. So I don't know if you want to take one day or just maybe 10 minutes per day to do this for the next, but you need to, if you're going to be really serious about your business, you need to be planning ahead for the very next day or the week. Plan out the week if you can do that. Knowing what to expect. First of all, it's going to make you want to show up to work, because I'll tell you, to be completely transparent, there's times if I have not put together a to-do list, I'm like, it's harder for me to get like, okay, I'm in, let's do this. Like, because I know I have to take time to really think through what I'm supposed to do for the day. And it's just harder to kind of like get myself going. Right. And maybe you felt this before too, but, planning ahead is going to save you so much trouble and time. And here's the deal. That's what's going to keep you on track. It's just going to keep you on track, planning ahead. It's so vital that you're moving forward daily in a steady pace, and that you're planning you're always thinking forward, just like these tightrope walkers are always looking forward. That's the only way that they know to look, because that's the only way that they know they're going to have success. And that's it. So, okay. And then the next thing is that I've said this before too. You don't give yourself a plan B, because tightrope walkers don't. They don't give themselves a plan B. There's no other way. Like there's no tapping out. There's no just like, I'm just going to jump off now and hope for the best. Like there's no plan B. There's no plan B. Now listen to me. If coaching is not like your end all be all, like if this is not something, that you are like, just die hard, this is it. I've got big plans and goals and dreams as a coach. That's okay. And of course it's okay to have a plan B in life, but the thing is if this is something that you feel like maybe God's calling you to do, or if it's something that you feel like, okay, this is where I'm best served. I get the most joy out of helping people than anything else. Like, I just want to encourage you to make this your plan A. Don't give yourself all these options and all these exit doors out of your business, and just make it work. That's the thing. Too many people will enter this and say, okay, well, we'll see how it goes. Like, we'll just see if this works for me. But the problem is that the second something gets hard, or the second somebody says no, then it's like in your mind, you've already got that exit door. So now you're just kind of opening it just a little bit. Oh, I just don't know. That was kind of that kind of hurt. That no was kind of painful. And slowly but surely you open that door, and finally you find yourself walking right out of it, because you're frustrated, you're tired, you don't think it's going to work for you. And so that you open yourself up to a plan B. So plan A just never happens. We just have to get really, really serious about the one mission at hand, right? Which is your why. Okay. The mission at hand is not Beachbody's mission. And you may be thinking, what? What are you saying? The mission at hand, your mission is not Beachbody's mission statement, because you are your own boss. You have your own reasons for coaching. You have your own why. God may have placed a specific calling on your life through Beachbody in a specific way. Okay. So Beachbody's slogan to end the trend of obesity. Yes, we're all about that, right? But your why is so much bigger than that. Your why, the reason that you're a coach, is so much bigger than the blanket Beachbody statement that we have, which is awesome. But I'm just saying, yours is bigger. You need to cling to your why. You need to remind yourself of why you're a coach, why you're doing this, why you're giving up your time and energy, why you're committing, why you're posting on social media all the time. Remind yourself of why this matters, and why you're in this, and why this is your plan A, and you're not giving yourself a plan B. You've gotta remind yourself of that. But if you want to be successful as a coach, like really successful, you've got to make this your plan A, and don't create a plan B. And that's just how it's got to be. And here's the deal. Brittany and I were talking about this earlier, that the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster book, I'm reading it now for the second time. If you guys need some personal development that'll rock your world, so good. So good. And he talks about, I know I posted it on our team page, that little paragraph about passion and how if you're not passionate about what you do, you'll never be successful. You have to be passionate. It has to be something that you know, okay, I can get behind this. I love what I do. I love why I'm doing it. I love what it's doing. I love who it's helping. Like it's gotta be at least one of those things. All right. So that's number 4. And then number 5, finally, is that I want to encourage you to not jump off of the coaching ride, to not step off of that tightrope, right? Because the consequences will kill your business. And when I say don't step off the ride, I just simply mean this, that I don't want you to take a really long extended break. I don't want you to quit and then try and come back. You know my story. You guys know I quit. I was a diamond coach with Michelle Myers. I was her first coach to be signed. She now has a downline of 2,500 people. I was number 1 in 2009. And I became a diamond coach and I quit because I got scared. I got really scared. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I had what it took to be a leader. Little did I know that a leader is not somebody that you are necessarily. It's somebody who you can become, that you can grow into that's something you can learn how to do and lead well out of your strengths, that God has gifted each and every one of us with certain strengths and abilities to lead. And he never said, hey, you're a leader and well, you're not that good at this, so you're not a leader. You're just going to stay, behind the scenes. He equips us all. We just have to tap into those strengths and commit to using them. And so I got scared and I quit. And it's one of the biggest regrets in my life. And I have explained this, to Michelle, and I've talked to her and I said, one of my biggest frustrations is that I was there in the beginning. And this is just being totally transparent with you guys. But I told her in the very beginning, I said, I was there. I was there when Summit had 800 people and now there's 50,000 people. Like, I was there in the beginning. I got to see Beachbody when it first started, like when coaching was first a thing. I got to be a part of that. And now, things have grown and our team is growing and doing amazing things, and we're just getting started, which is so cool. But I'm a lot harder on myself. And if I could go back, if I could tell anybody anything, it's this, that you got to give this coaching opportunity everything you've got. And I'm not saying to neglect your family. I'm not saying to neglect any of that. In fact, you'll never hear me say anything even remotely close to that. But what I'm saying is you can make the most out of this opportunity while still prioritizing and keeping your priorities number 1, right? Like my family, it's so important that I work when my family is sleeping, when my girls are napping. I don't work when they're awake. It's very, so you just have to make it work with what you have going on in your life. But I know that this is something that God's called me to, and so I'm going to fight for it, and I'm going to fight for it hard. Even though this is round 2 for me, and I won't quit again, because I did it once, and I that's a big bummer that I have, but I'm moving forward. But my biggest thing is just don't jump off the ride. Don't jump off the ride. The consequence is just like a tightrope walker. If he jumps off, well, it's not going to be pretty. And if you jump off the ride, if you quit for long extended periods of time, or if you leave for a couple of weeks and show back up and expect to have the same kind of influence over people, it's just going to be really, really, really hard to gain that momentum back, to gain that trust back. Just be consistent. It's that slow, steady, one foot in front of the other every single day, doing those 3 vital behaviors, doing the things that matter most and the things that are going to build your business, doing those things. It's, this is how this business is built. It's not built by bursts of energy. It's not built by these magical formulas. It's not built by secret sauces. This business is literally built on the 3 vital behaviors, doing them consistently over time, and sacrificing where sacrificing needs to happen. Never family, never, your relationship shouldn't ever be sacrificed. That's definitely not something that should be. But again, those little things during the day, the extra TV, the whatever that looks like, the things that don't matter, the good things that are fun to do, but the things that you're sacrificing for the best. So that's my encouragement to you. I just want you to stay really focused right now. I know, you guys are fighting for this. And so I just want to encourage you to stay really focused, keep your eyes forward at all times, and just remind yourself, this is something I'm committed to for the long haul. This is something that takes time and energy, but it just takes consistency. And if I'm tempted to step off for a little bit, if I'm tempted to take a break, if I'm tempted to quit, I want you to remind yourself that this is something that's worth fighting for. I want you to remind yourself of your personal why. I can't tell you what it's worth because I'm not in your shoes to experience your why. You are. So you need to remind yourself of that constantly. So when you're having those moments of doubt, you got to remember your why. You got to think about it. Okay, why am I here? Why did I start? Where's that passion? I gotta tap into that passion that I've had for this. And that's going to be what keeps you going. Just keeping your eyes forward. Stop looking around at other coaches. Please stop looking around at other coaches and comparing yourself. It will kill you. It will kill your business. It'll kill your spirit. It'll kill your passion. And everybody that you're working with will see it. So don't look around and don't get discouraged because you are unique. You have everything it takes to be successful and you have so much to bring to the table. So that is my call for tonight. I love you all. I just appreciate your commitment to being on this call live. I know it takes a good chunk out of your evening. So thank you for just being on and giving up your time, sacrificing that. I just love doing this with you. You guys are seriously awesome. And it makes this so much fun. So if there's anything I can do for you this week, please let me know. Don't hesitate. And I think that's it. I can't think of anything else that's super pressing. But if I do, I'll post it on our team page for sure. So, all right, you guys, go walk that tightrope. Do your thing. Do your thing. All right, you guys. Love you all. Have a great night. I'll talk to you soon.